The Technologist Forum. Welcome. You guys know this is where we talk with interesting people, interesting organizations about leveling up, about eliminating steps in workflow, and all things of that nature. So today I am thrilled to have my guest today to talk about something that we all do, something that we all need, and something that we can possibly all benefit from as well. So I'm looking forward to this conversation about LunaCal.ai. Let's get it in. Something we all need, something we can all use. And I know listen, I was smitten the first time I saw it. How about that? Pranshu, welcome to the show, man. Appreciate you for taking the time and coming on the Technologist Forum. LunaCal.ai.
Hey James, happy to be here.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Listen, let's go ahead and get right into it, man, because I'm excited just
Yeah,
for one, it's again, I know some things behind the scenes, you guys that are watching that today's a good day for Brand new the organization and the team. So some secret special launches and all that. But talk to the audience real quick. First of all, about you as a entrepreneur, as a chief executive, how you got your start in that space, and then after that, if you can pivot into what is LunaCal and what's the value that you're bringing to folks in industry today.
yeah. James, a little bit more about me. So, for the past 7 years, I've been building SaaS products as part of different companies. I've been head of growth and marketing for a few SaaS startups. So, I've seen that journey of taking the product from scratch to a relatively larger space. And around 2 years back is when I sort of came across this idea that uh, why can't you put content on scheduling page and make it much more powerful, right? Because I personally have been using scheduling pages for a long time, and back then I was working for another company, mulled over this idea for I think some time, and then finally left it and started building LunaCal. We took about an year to build the product before launching, and yeah, now it's been a couple of months since we've launched, and now we are seeing a lot of traction from the market.
See, don't be humble. We listen. We're going to talk about it. You're very reserved, very humble executive there, and I'm sure the team appreciates that. Let me ask this: your background though is it mainly on the business and the strategic side, or are you also on the engineering side and the coding and development that things of that?
No, so I am an engineer, but I think I left it long back. Currently, I take care of the business side of things.
Listen, fit in, get in where you fit in, right? I mean, you stay in the right
Yeah,
lane and bring on the right people to do the right things. Let
yeah,
me ask this: LunaCal. Why LunaCal? Right, and I'll name the competitors. You don't have to name them. There's a ton of them out there. It's a crowded marketplace. And I think you started talking a little bit about it already, but there.
yeah.
I'll just say that, right? It's a very occupied space. And where is that differentiation? Where do you? What's the value that you bring to market that will make folks want to say, "Oh, you know what? Let me take a look at this platform, and let me possibly go through and make that transition, make that switch to this new platform that's coming out, allowing me to schedule all of my activities, my meetings, my coaching sessions, and things of that nature."
Yeah. So I'll tell you the core thesis of this. All right. If you think of it, James, scheduling page is probably the most valuable real estate that you have, right? It
Hmm.
attracts your most qualified audience, people who are looking to engage with you, are looking to book time with you. And at this moment, if you look at all the existing solutions, they offer sort of a bland page, right? A person comes, they book, they leave. But why not capitalize on that moment when they are looking to engage with you and sort of get them excited about the call, drive more education about what you do, what are the other services that you offer, so that when they actually turn up for the call becomes much more productive. And the people who have booked are also looking to buy additional things, right? So, for
Okay.
example, uh, in your case, James, right? You have, let's say, multiple businesses. Now, if you send your scheduling page to one person, and on that scheduling page, you have details about something else mentioned, you have testimonials from other customers, you have a couple of recordings of such videos that you do. Now, that really gets people excited about talking to you, right? So, That's when we started to explore the idea. I think I personally would have seen like 50, 60 scheduling tools and realized none of them have this feature. And even today, none has this. So I think that sort of is how the idea came into being.
I love that, and I brought mine up specifically because again, this
Yeah.
doesn't look like a Calendly. It doesn't look like a Tidy Cal. It doesn't look like right. We can go down the list of all the other ones that look and feel the same way. Now, when there's pros and cons to that, but I think, as you were
Mhm.
saying, I think there's more pros to the fact that there's an about me section here. There's an FAQ. There's testimonials. There's I can embed video and things of that. So it's more of a from my perspective, and excuse me if I'm talking out of turn, but it's more of a personal connection even before someone clicks on office hours, a meeting with me, or any of the other things that I've got listed here, right? It seems like
Yeah.
you get to know me. If it was a cold call, me reaching out to someone, you get to know a little bit more about me by looking at some of this information even before we have the session. And this may make you more comfortable
Mhm.
with like booking one of them consultation sessions or booking one of those meeting sessions where there's financial give and take. Does that make sense?
Yeah, exactly. It completely makes sense. So I'll tell you, right? So, for example, in my own scheduling page, I have put in details like the fact that I have a 1.5-year-old kid, right? The fact that swimming is something that I love.
Yeah.
So, the moment someone reaches out to me, there are common points that we end up discussing about, right? And now they can look at me as a person and not just someone who's founder of LunaCal. So that makes a difference when the first call happens.
That is so cool. And is that are you seeing folks might go to that, right? Realize that they're saying, yeah, this is something that's allowing me some flexibility of again not looking like everyone else out there, not throwing shade out there, but again, we like to be have
Mhm.
that own personality. We like to look a certain way. We like to have our branding and things of that nature. Are you seeing folks gravitate to that specific piece of your message? Because yeah, booking calendar events and booking scheduling sessions, that's one thing, but customization, personalization, branding, all of those terms. Are you seeing folks coming to you and saying, this is a platform that I want to take advantage of?
A lot. I think most of the demo calls that I do, probably half of my time is spent just discussing these customizations. And people want me to show what are the colors that you support, what all widgets can you embed. Can I embed my podcast here? Can I embed a feed from this particular link? What different types of videos? So, because people immediately start thinking of that page as something that they are going to share with prospects, right? And that's when people would get to know about them. So
Yeah.
we spend like disproportionate time on discussing the customizations on this page.
And I did put you guys down a rabbit hole. You and Emily, I think was her name on the support team as well. When I saw the
Yeah.
platform, folks, I said, okay, this is cool. This is dope. I think I'm gonna check it out. But then I started asking for stuff. Hey, can I import some video? And just like you said, can I throw in some podcast episodes or whatever the case? Can we bring in other billing and payment gateways? And 8 out of 10 of the things I asked for, folks, was a yes, or it was either yes, it's coming, or it's already in there, that kind of thing. So that was really cool, and I wanted to give you shouts out and props on that. You are currently on AppSumo, and
Yeah.
that has probably opened up some floodgates that you may have been expecting or maybe weren't expecting. Talk to us a little bit about offering your platform up on the LTD lifetime deal SaaS platform like AppSumo, and how has that interaction been? You don't have to talk bad about them because I know AppSumo listens to this channel every once in once in a while. But again, how has that engagement been by opening up LunaCal on AppSumo?
So so far, I think our experience has been really, really great. Right. A couple of things. Now, first of all, when you put your product on AppSumo, the core objective is not really to make a lot of money because you won't. Right. Compared to the normal subscription, which is let's say $15 a month, here you're selling it for an extremely low price. So, but what you end up getting is a lot of feedback from people because you
Yeah.
suddenly have a large number of early adopters. And AppSumo users are actually very advanced users. These are not people who are looking for very basic stuff. They understand basics, they would have used a lot of tools, and they are looking for more advanced things, right? So that has actually helped us build product a lot. For example, in the scheduling page itself, there are so many customizations that people are asking for that I never would have thought of. But now that, because we are building so many things because of AppSumo users, eventually when other people start to use it, they would see like so many different options that they'll absolutely love the product. So I think the product roadmap has accelerated a lot, getting tremendous feedback from the users there. And these are very brutal feedbacks. They won't sugarcoat anything.
Yeah.
They'll say, "Shit, this is good." And that's what you need in the early stages of your journey, right?
Right. I mean,
So,
that's got to be again a blessing and a curse, right? And just because of the fact the majority of us out there that are looking at AppSumo and some of these other platforms that host SaaS products will really actually use the platform, and
yeah.
asking for white label options, asking for SMS types of messaging, multiple languages as well. Because again, now you're looking at global audiences. How do we incorporate some of that functionality?
Hmm.
Accelerated the roadmap. You said you got to hire some more folks, man. Yeah, how's that going?
Yeah. So, for example, the language localization that you were talking about, right? Initially,
Right.
we were thinking that probably by the end of this year, we'll try to get the product in different languages. But now there are just way too many requests for us to ignore it. And probably in July itself, we'll have to sort of launch it. So these things sort of get accelerated because you directly know that this is what the users want and it makes sense to build it.
Yeah.
So,
And it's in writing, folks. Brant, you said it, and it's listed right here. And when he responded to a question from someone about languages, and he says this feature will be available, wow, before July 3rd. You guys, okay.
this is the other feature. The language is in July, but yeah,
Yeah.
this is the pace of development, right? This is something that I answered a couple of hours back, and within 2 days we have to deliver it. So
Sorry, not sorry, brother. But hey, that means again that we see the value, we see the longevity as well for this platform, and want to incorporate it into our workflow. Because again, like I was saying, anything that will reduce, eliminate steps, or even automate steps within our workflow, that's something that's compelling and something that we want to look at it and we want to incorporate. The fact that scheduling websites, yeah, you've got that, but the fact that you've got all of the popular conferencing platforms as well. So you got the Zooms, you got the Google Meets, and you have the fact that you can bring in custom uh, locations as well. Because again, I have
yeah,
like Ecamm. I have Ecamm on my calendar booking scheduling page, and it's a custom page. The fact that we were able to do that, the fact that day one you've got all three of the major calendar apps. You've got
yeah,
Google, you got Gmail, you've got Outlook, and you've got iCloud. Well, should I
yeah,
call it iCloud? Yeah, iCloud, Apple. Right. The fact that you've got
Apple,
those three day one, because listen, I,
yeah,
I need to look at my personal calendar, make sure that my wife doesn't have me scheduled for something. If I'm gonna book a conversation with someone cool like you, so right, being able to pull that in as well day one without having to beg and plead for it, that's dope. That's dope.
yeah. We
What?
actually realized that Calendly removed support for Apple Calendar, so
Yeah.
then we had to build it because now
Right.
you have a
Come
large number
on.
of people who don't have it.
There you go.
And
One up them right there. One up them right there. What I thought was
yeah,
really cool, and I don't know if I'm gonna give all show all my stuff, but you have FaceTime in there too,
yeah,
as a conferencing option. How do you
yes.
talk to me about that? So WhatsApp is dope. So you got WhatsApp, right? So definitely again looking from a global perspective and a global audience. Maybe I should ask an engineering person, but how do you have FaceTime in there? How do you set that up? Because that right there is, I think, ingenious,
So
and I don't think anyone has thought about doing that.
yeah, so James, I'm really embarrassed here because I haven't used this
Oh
feature
my goodness!
specifically.
Listen, I'm stumped the chump. No, no,
I never wanted, it was not in the roadmap. It
yeah.
was an engineer who really wanted to experiment and he built it and then we launched it. So
All right.
these are like team has so many things they keep on prioritizing and then it happened. I
All
never
right.
wanted FaceTime to be there.
You never want. Oh my goodness! I need to talk to the engineer who was an Apple person like me. Then, so I'm gonna take advantage of it. I'm gonna use it, and I'll let you guys know. And the fact, so
Yeah.
I say I'm gonna let you guys know the fact that you're so responsive as well on the support line. Um, is a testament to you and your team as well, right? Because again, you're very busy with the AppSumo launch. You're very busy even before then, and just the fact that I have access, that we have access to someone like you, we have access to your core team of engineers as well. Just wanted to put that out there as well. So we see that, right? The fact that it doesn't. You say it'll take 10 minutes before we get a response, as opposed to it taking 10 days, like some other websites. I won't name names, but the fact that you are very responsive is dope. And today you're probably even extra busy. I'm gonna bring this up. I probably shouldn't, but I'm gonna bring it up anyway. Uh, Product hunt
Yeah.
number six. Let me refresh. Hold on. You may be up to five or something right now. Product hunt today launched today officially on that platform. I've already upvoted, but I got to put my comments in there as well. So it's not just AppSumo.
James,
Folks are seeing you, brother. Folks are seeing you. Talk to me now.
yeah, can I tell you something? So we had planned a product hunt launch a month back,
Yeah.
probably tested it out, tested the platform, scheduled it, and then we thought we won't do it. And today I get a message saying that you have launched on product hunt. And I immediately dropped in a mail to product hunt. We don't want to do it. We are not prepared. But then there is no way to cancel it. I'm still waiting for a response. But anyway, that's gone. We are live now.
Yeah, they're not
And
gonna
we ended
respond
up
to you now. No,
well,
you're already up to number six too. They're not gonna respond. They're like, ride the wave, brother. Ride the wave because you out here, you winning. And I think that's just hilarious and that's fun. But again, a testament to the platform that you've built, the functionality that you incorporated day one, and not something that we had to wait for. So uh,
Mhm.
put your seatbelts on, I guess, man, because it's going to be a rocket ship that you're on, and that's really cool. That's really cool. What's been some of the we've talked a lot of the pros. Let's talk about some of the maybe some of the less shiny things. What have been some of the challenges that you've seen since launching? Are you getting some of that from those other organizations or from other folks saying, I wish it had this, or I wish it did this, or did you think maybe of launching or bringing in features a different type of way? Are there any lessons learned from the launch and from the exposure that you're seeing that maybe could be lessons to other entrepreneurs out there?
Yes. So a couple of things. Firstly, around feature prioritization, right? So
Hmm.
because an app, you start to get a lot of comments, a lot of requests for features. But I think you have to be very candid with people that these are the things that we are thinking of building, and these are the things that we don't want to build right now. And that might lead to some people dropping off, but if you don't do that, it will be an extremely challenging situation for your team to sort of eventually test out a lot of features and then launch it. The other thing that helped us was to have a public feature roadmap. So we had every feature that we're planning to launch, we put it publicly. People can vote there what they want us to build, what is it that they want us to do. And anything that we say that we are going to build, we put it there. Things that we say we are not going to build it, we don't put it there. So that sort of helps build that trust between the users, that they know that yes, everything is transparent here. So this is one thing that has worked out well. I think um, another challenge has been we thought it was a good thing that we did not hire anyone for support. We thought engineers will directly take care of it. And so far, it's worked well because obviously, when engineers respond to customers, it's a very good experience for customers. You
Yeah.
directly get an question instead of just thank for reaching out, we'll get back to you, right? Those people understand the product. But the problem is, after a point, it's unsustainable,
Yeah.
right? So now I'm sort of trapped there because now the engineering bandwidth is sort of distributed between those two things, right? So we probably will have to hire a few people in support and solve that.
Especially with folks like me putting up messages saying, "Hey, where's my C name at?" And then I'm talking directly to some of the leads in engineering. Hey, what got you hooked up right now? I know. I'm that guy. I admit I'm that guy, but I was excited. So that's an interesting lesson. And I could
Mm.
see it's valuable to hear that you have that forthright to think that I can't have these high dollar engineers focusing on some of these administrative tactical tasks, right? You're going to have to
Yeah,
branch out and let them focus and let them do that thing and let other folks do kind of, again, those immediate tactical, kind of the lower hanging fruit kinds of aspects of running the business, because that's how you're going to scale. And that's how what I care about, what a lot of other folks care about, you being sustainable and you making money. All right. At
yeah,
the end of the day, we pay attention to what we pay for. And I told you this day one when I connected with you on LinkedIn. I said, listen, man, I'm about to drop all these other platforms because I see the vision of third person looking in. I see the vision of what you're building, and this is going to be cool. So if I'm going to give you a couple of dollars, I want to make sure that you're around down the road as well. So I'm trying to give you some props, man. Listen, I know it's late at night over where you are right now. I just want to keep you up just a little bit longer. So riding on a
yeah,
high here, riding on a high. I want to show this too, man. Where was it? Okay, guys, where was so the App Store, the current integrations, and folks, these are the integrations day zero, day one that they have built in. Like I said, FaceTime, all the calendars, Google. I love the fact that you got some CRMs built in there as well, and I know that's going to
yeah.
continue to grow because right now you got HubSpot and you had I think what was it, Pipeline or something of that,
Pipe,
Pipe Drive.
yeah,
Teams is built in. Again, not a lot of other platforms thought we use Teams in the enterprise IT world a lot, but again, by having
yeah,
that built in day one as a integration option for conferencing,
yeah.
you make it tough for us not to say no. You make it you make it tough for us not to say no to LunaCal. At least give it a look. So WhatsApp, obviously, and then Zoom and
In
Zapier,
fact,
because
another learning there, we missed releasing webhooks on time, right? I think for if you have a tech savvy audience, you
yeah,
should definitely have webhooks embedded in the
yes,
product. We
yes.
launched it a few days back, but the first week of launch on AppSumo, which was extremely critical, right? That's where we missed it. Because using webhooks, tech savvy people can sort of connect any product using LunaCal, right? Uh, and that was also a learning for us.
But you've got it now. You've got it
Yeah, we have.
now. And so I don't know if I am the reason behind this, or I don't want to take credit for it, but the fact you got webhooks, but the fact that you also in tier two on the AppSumo deal have the custom domain.
Yeah,
That's hot right there, man. So okay, so now that I got it,
yeah.
go ahead and raise that up to like tier four. No, no, I'm not gonna say that. But that right there, again, almost a no brainer because we want that personal branding. We want
Yeah,
booking.hitchnewmedia.com to be that landing page for our scheduling. So at a reasonable price, 149. I don't know that may be
yeah,
my AppSumo Pro price, but $150 one time, and you get
yeah,
all the functionality. The only difference between the tiers, folks, is the number of users within your team on your organization, either 2, 7, 20, or 30.
yeah.
So scalability on that side.
I think another interesting feature that we probably have brought in from tier one itself is workflows. Did you get a chance to try out
Yeah.
workflows?
Yeah, workflows is the truth, right? Because again, well, I'll let you explain it, but and then I'll say how I'm going to be utilizing. Because in all transparency, I haven't 100% brought everything over. I'm only using Lunical, but I haven't tied in and keyed in all of my specific workflows yet. But tell folks what that means.
Yeah. So in workflows, the idea behind workflows is that once a person has engaged with you on the scheduling page, right? Then you should not the person should not drop off and should keep on engaging with you. For example, let's say, what if a person books a meeting with you and then cancels?
Hmm.
So in that case, you can have a custom workflow which sort of asks them to reschedule, gives them some more custom content so that they get an incentive to book the call again, right? Or let's say a call just happened. Now, immediately after a call, you can have an email trigger to them saying thanks for the call, and tell a few generic points about what you do. or collect feedback from them, right? Or maybe 4 day after the call ends, you send them a standard video saying that here's an interesting video about what I do. So throughout the journey, essentially, you're trying to engage with prospects and ensuring that they don't drop off and they keep engaging with you. That's what the workflows essentially does.
That is so critical to changing folks from just a transaction, that was the one-off transaction, to lifelong partners or lifelong customers and things of that, right? So that's exactly how I'm going to be doing it, right? Turning it on. Thank you for the session. Thank you for the time, kind of a recap. Then obviously pointing you, whomever, to my other products, my other services, my merch store, all of those assets as well within the company to can keep the conversation going and to keep the engagement, keep the relationship going. And again, the reminders within 3 days before, 1 day before the session. Hey, Branch, you don't forget. Here's the link to join. If you got any questions. So
Yeah,
again, those constant reminders, because we're all busy. And if there's something again to eliminate those steps within the workflow and to automate them the right way, why not? Why not
yeah,
find a way to keep me positively in front of Branchu so that he remembers the conversation, he shares the conversation, he goes out and again maybe buys or engages with some other assets that the organization that Hicks New Media has to offer. So that's the whole dynamic aspect right there. And just by having those workflows built in at their
yeah,
appropriate tier where it makes sense, because everyone, depending on your scale and your position within the journey, you may not need them day one, but day 10 you may need it. So I'm telling folks, before you go and look at LunaCal on AppSumo or anywhere, consider where you're going to be in the mid to long term. Don't just worry about the short term. Don't just worry about today. If you think in the mid and the long term that you're going to be in a position where you're going to need more team members, if you're going to need some more of that functionality, if you're going to want that custom domain, if you're going to want those webhooks, if you're going to want all that stuff, go ahead and find a couple extra more dollars underneath the mattress, man, and get a tier 2, 3, or 4. So, see what I did there,
yeah.
man? I'm doing marketing and sales for you now too.
Yeah. In fact, James,
Put me on the
that
clock,
idea
brother.
of cross-selling workflows is
Yeah,
also a great idea, right? If a person books event A, maybe after the event is done, I try to pitch them a couple of other products that I have. And this all can be automated. So I think that's a great idea.
there you go, man. Just put me on the clock, brother. Just I'll send you a 99. Well, just put me on the clock. It's all right. It'll be. You don't have to tell anybody. We don't want to tell the IRS or anything like that. No. One other thing that I
Yeah.
want to talk about the platform specifically that may have gotten overlooked or maybe taken for granted is the ability to have recurring sessions with multiple attendees at
Yeah.
regularly scheduled times. Office hours is what I
Yeah.
call them. Every month for an hour, I've got office hours that I'm incorporating into my environment. Certain number of people can attend. I can have it paid for sessions. I can have it not paid for sessions. There's only been one other platform that did this. I'll say the name again.
Hmm.
I'll say the competitor, Pinsight. The one of the main reasons why I used Pinsight back in the day was because they had this. They had an integration to be able to do a clean integration to be able to do something like this for what I call office hours. In fact, again, day one, you've got this ability to say once on a once every month, first Saturday of every month, 30 people come into the specific web environment or come into the community at this particular link for office hours and have a more intimate conversation, have a more specialized and focused conversation. That
Hmm.
may get overlooked, I think. But again, the fact that you put that in there, talk to me a little bit about why you thought that was valuable to have so early on in the development of LunaCal.
So, James, essentially what the product, the feature does is you can have group sessions, right? The idea of group sessions is, let's say, uh, a usual calendar that you look at, it's sort of a one-on-one meeting. But if you think of teachers or if you think of businessmen who are trying to have multiple slots available, right? Or let's say if I want to have a wine class and I want 15 people to attend that class, then this is again a wine tasting session might have these multiple attendees. So in these, to solve this use case, we sort of build this feature where you can offer multiple slots and multiple people can book it, and it can be a free session or a paid session, right? So I think one part that we want to further build into this, and which is already part of roadmap, is recurring sessions, right? Wherein you can sell packages. Let's say I want to have 4 sessions, and the person can select that yes, these 4 sessions want to
Mm.
be, I want to subscribe to these 4 sessions, right? And you can also give discounts on those packages. So that's something that we're still looking to build right now.
So like promo codes and, and things of that. So, and be specific about who gets those discounts or promo codes. I can don't have to make it just something that everyone gets. I can say as you put right, I can send you a DM and say put in this promo code and you get it, as opposed
Yeah,
to the other 20 people that are. See, there
yeah,
you
yeah.
go. There you
It's
go.
all
Offering
personalized.
up stuff that we want, and now I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need that next week.
So this is again a feature request that we got on a public roadmap. Someone just posted it. We reached out to them. We discussed it, and now we're actually seeing a lot of people talk about it.
All right, now I'm already on the roadmap, so I'm gonna get on here and put and uptick that as well. The only thing that I upticked or that I asked specifically of support was I asked two things lately. Well, after I got through hounding you guys about my C name, and you guys came through with flying colors. Appreciate you. Additional payment gateways, and I know that's coming eventually. Again, it's very early stage on, so I'm loving the fact that that's coming. And something really, I think, simple or something that's not too hard to do. Listen to me as I say that is. Let me go to my page. Being able to shuffle the consulting, the infocast, the meet, and the office hours, right? And so just being able to change the order of where they display on the page without having to go through and
Yeah,
manually delete them. So I gave that request to one of the
yeah,
engineers this past week. I'm not sure if she passed that on to
yeah,
you, but I mean, again, just that aesthetic piece, that little piece right there. And I
yeah,
normally come with a whole bunch of gripes and a whole bunch of suggestions and requests, but that's it. So
yeah. Yeah, I think that's something that we definitely would want to build. It's a common use case. A lot of people would want it. That this is my most preferred event. It should show at the
yeah,
top. So it completely makes sense to build it.
I'm just trying to
I
help
have a
me to help
question.
you. No.
So, James, why did you select this particular theme, by the way? Is this the, because I see a lot of people selecting the dark one. That's the favorite one that we have seen so far.
Yeah. All right. So let me bring it back up. So I selected I think it was called the professional theme, mainly because it was more subtle. Right, the dark
Hmm.
theme, yeah. I mean, I every all the other screens I got here in the office and the studio, they're all on dark theme. But I think the majority of consumers, and I may be making an assumption that I probably shouldn't, use a lighter theme and use something from this perspective. But I like some of the elements of the other themes, but I don't know. This seems so much cleaner to me, and it's not a knock to any of the other themes. But I just decided to go. Let me see. Okay, listen, we're gonna edit. We're gonna do this live, folks. Here's the themes. So I'm using the professional one, as you see. This bold one, that's dope. That is dope. All right. I mean, I like the whole little fan out action right there. Now, can I change those colors of FAQs and what we do to be my theme color? Because I know my hex color by this blue right here, 20557B. I'm so anal. I know all of my color hex codes by heart. Can I change those?
Yeah, you can go to colors
Oh my
and
God.
actually change it.
See, you gonna start some trouble now. Okay, so the fact that because I like this one, I do like that. Playful, playful's cool, but it's probably not me. But I appreciate the fact that you've got it there. It's cool. It's definitely cool. I like this as well. But to be honest with you, when I saw bold and just the elements of the bold, that was a
Yeah.
huge draw. I mean that's where I want to be and that's where I want to go. I would love to do, instead of the dark black in the back, though, I would love to be able to do again a gradient of my blue. Now, can I do that in colors?
No, you cannot have gradients right now.
Okay. Okay.
But again,
So if I
these
could
are
do,
things that, yeah. So again, if you give us feedback, we'll probably think of incorporating these things. Graded
okay.
might make it look much better now that I think of it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So eventually, I think I will go to bold, and the fact that you told me that I can adjust these colors to be more in line with my branding and my branding kit, the grays,
Yeah.
the blues that I have, then I will probably do that. But just for right now, I'm gonna be good old school, regular professional. I don't want to get in trouble on LinkedIn, that kind of thing. I want to make sure folks that.
Yeah. Another interesting thing to note here is that while you have this page, right, where you have all your events listed, you can also share specific pages. So maybe just click on that live infocast, for example, and just share this page with people. Because now when a person comes here, they'll directly come on this page and they can book call. You might not want them to look at all the other pages.
Oh no, is that right? It's good.
Yeah.
Okay, that tour was cool, but so this link actually.
You can click on that share button and then copy that link.
Oh, okay, the share button up.
Just yeah.
This is why you're here right now, to walk me through all these different aspects. So the fact that I got the link and then I can share it on these various social platforms. Okay.
Yeah.
Again, that's very simple and it's very commonsensical. Is that a word? It's very it's very easy to understand, but that right there is really cool. All right, so here's an opportunity and here's a challenge. I was trying to bring in my LinkedIn company profile as opposed to my personal profile in LinkedIn, and that was not accepted. It wouldn't take
Oh,
my company profile on LinkedIn. It said that that was an incorrect URL. So
yeah.
I'll put
That's a
that in the
very good
support
feedback.
chat as opposed to coming strictly to the man at the top there. But that was, I would love to be able to put that in as well as one of the custom widgets to add. And hey, let's talk about that custom widgets, right? WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, videos, documents, event description. You guys can see it right there. So again, being able to customize this page, customize the look and the feel, make it more me to you, as opposed to just very generic with a month view of a calendar and click on here.
Yeah. So I've seen salespeople like upload case studies and presentations on this page, right? If you look at the document widget, that's how people use it. And there are like endless ways of using the product depending on what kind of a business a person is. And we are also seeing those use cases now that we see actual users use the product.
So okay, and that's what I wanted to get into as well. So some of those use cases, some of those specifics, and again, how folks are now seeing that they have this flexibility and having this ability, how are they tweaking it and making it their own? Because since we can't do that with any of the other platforms, now we've got access to a platform that allows us to show our personality and our originality. Now we want everything,
Yeah.
right? Give us a rope, want to be a cowboy kind of thing. It's a old American joke, but now you give us a little bit, we want it all. I want the
Yeah.
ability to
So
be able to incorporate a YouTube channel and like a whole playlist as opposed to just a video. But no, we won't go. You know that already, but this is still cool being able
yeah.
to put in a specific video. So
So I'll tell you a few ways how people use different widgets, right? So if you click on that add widget button, uh, we'll probably start with the gallery section, which is actually the most underutilized section right now.
hmm.
Now, a few ways how people are using it. Some people upload their customer logos here, right? So that
Yeah,
whenever a
okay.
person lands on the page, you can see here are their customers. Some people upload photos of them taking awards at different places. Some people upload photos of their rate cards. Let's say I'm a salon owner and I have a rate card, I'll probably upload a rate card there. Or if I'm selling a product, I might just have screenshots of that product. I can up- update those screenshots there. So I, for example, when we just started LunaCal, I had taken screenshots of different types of scheduling pages and uploaded them in the gallery section.
Okay. So That's interesting as well because I have like my media kit and it's a URL that goes off of my like LinkedIn bio page, but I use another platform for that. Could I? There's got to be a way of actually incorporating that media kit in here as well, or at least a link to maybe a social media, another option to have a
Yeah.
custom link to something like that, the media kit as well. Like kind of again, turning into a one-stop shop for all of the contact information instead of having to have people go to a whole bunch of different locations. Boom, you just go to my booking.hicksnewmedia.com and you get everything about me that is relevant to our future discussion. We'll put that in the
So
roadmap.
this is actually, yeah, that's a, so what we are also doing in the gallery widget is you can add a title to the thing, to whatever image you add, and you can hyperlink it to somewhere else. It's not live right now, should be done in a couple of days.
Okay.
But through that, what you can do is you can have your media kits image there and it is clickable. So a
Okay.
person can click on it and go to that resource.
There you go. Already making it happen. You say a couple of weeks. It'll be done in a couple of hours. Knowing what I know of you and your team, it'll be done before the end of the weekend. All right.
I hope that happens.
No pressure. No pressure to the team. No pressure to the engineering team at LunaCal.ai. But so that's dope right there. Because again, you're not content with what you have. You're winning already. I'm just gonna say that you're winning already, but you're not content on that fact. You're continuing to listen to us, whatever harebrained ideas or thoughts that we may have, if it makes sense, right? If it fits into the roadmap, because I think I saw one somewhere that you are very focused on the task at hand, and I think this was on Jenny's state channel. You're focused on being a scheduling platform. You're not focused on trying to boil the ocean. You remember that statement? If you could just recall that a
Yeah.
little bit, the fact that you're really locked
So
in on your task.
yeah, so I think the question was around what else would you want to build, right? Would you want to build an email marketing tool around it, or would you want to sort of eventually grow this into a CRM? So that's something that we've already taken a very hard call on. We probably don't want to build 10 different things, right? They might be related to the product, but the goal is, and this is something that's the hero headline of our website as well, uh, that own the most powerful scheduling page of your life, right? So we want to make sure that the scheduling page itself is really really cool, right? And some of the things, because it's, I think it's a very underutilized category, because everyone is sort of building the same thing, but given how much AI has evolved, right? What if I could include a chatbot there which sort of keeps on answering questions when people are coming to book call with you? What if I can have your virtual avatar who sort of answers questions when people are looking to engage with you? So I think there are a lot of different ways through which we can drive more money from the scheduling page itself. The core idea being that if someone has come to book time with you, you have to make sure that you are able to serve them to the fullest extent,
Wow.
right? You just cannot afford to miss out on serving these people. So yeah, that's what we're focused on.
That right there, just serving community and serving your audience, serving your network. That piece right there, that proves again, folks listening, watching, Lunical and the team, they get it. They understand core value, and again, as opposed to, and I'll make that analogy again, instead of trying to boil the ocean, you're staying
Yeah,
locked in and making sure that you bring value to this core piece of functionality and continuing to iterate, continuing to make it better. Even if I hit the
yeah,
support team up, or if I hit you up in a DM and say, "Can you add this and add that?" If it doesn't make sense, you'll probably curse me out or something, or you'll be nice, or I don't know, but you're not gonna deviate. You're not gonna look at the shiny object and say, "Oh, let's go do that," because we probably could, but we're gonna do
mhm,
this, and we're gonna be amazing at it. I'm riding with you,
yeah.
man. I'm riding with you.
And I think the market is huge, right?
Yeah.
Eventually, you start to see a lot of people not calling you to book time with you. They would want to go and schedule time. So, for example, I was talking to yesterday itself, I was talking to someone in Chicago, and they have an auto repair shop. Now, the current process is that they have a phone number mentioned on Google My Business. People call them up. Sometimes they pick up. Sometimes they are doing their job. They're unable to pick up,
Yeah.
or sometimes the person calls after working hours, right? And what we were discussing it was, can we enable a button on their Google My Business page where people can book time on their own? So
Hmm.
if you look at this scheduling as a thing, right, it can be applied across all businesses. And right now, there's a very small fraction of more tech savvy people who use it. But I think in the next 2 to 5 years, you'll see a large number of these small businesses adopting it. Right? It can be a doctor, it can be a chiropractor, uh, it can be any content creator who's doing a podcast. They would want to have paid sessions with some of their fans or people who want to consult them. So I think the space is going to explode in the next few years.
You came in at the right time, brother. You came in with the right offering at the right time, and I applaud you for that. I do. I don't like the word influence. I like the word advocate. So I am advocating for you to continue to thrive. I'm in it. I'm using it. I'm telling folks about it, saying, "Hey, I know you're using these other platforms. They're cool, but man, you might want to take a look." That's the statement that I'm putting in a lot of my group chats. Hey, you might want to take a look at your LunaCals. How do you get on the affiliate program? Goodness gracious, all this behind the scenes revenue. I'm okay. That's a personal thing. I'll work it on that myself. But let's
I think
bring
I
this.
need to build an affiliate link for
Yeah,
you,
man. Come
James.
on, man. Let's talk about that a little bit. We'll talk about that offline. But yeah, we might need to talk about get some of this recurring revenue, brother. Listen, I appreciate you. I do. I appreciate your attentiveness to the community, your attentiveness to again not just us folks that want to have a conversation with you, but the fact that we're actually using the platform, the fact that you've got tons of folks looking at you now. Now that you're Product Hunt, now that you're AppSumo, and now you get a lot of eyes on you. And again, you're responding to messages at ridiculous hours of the day. Because I'm gonna let you go to sleep here in just a second. But it's a good ride to be on, and I wish you nothing but success. I will put links in the description to both the Product Hunt location, obviously the AppSumo location, and then just LunaCal.ai, so folks can get a glimpse of what's going on, and even the public roadmap, since you've got that. So appreciate you for actually having a public
Yeah.
roadmap that is actually being actioned upon. Um,
Yeah.
there's a little dig there to some other companies, but the fact that you have an actionable roadmap that's being worked on, that right there. Anything in closing, man? In closing, again, I want to be cognizant of your time, sir, but I appreciate you for taking this time.
Uh, Nothing specific, but yeah, I think scheduling pages are a hugely underutilized asset, right? And I really don't know why no other company has built these sort of customization so far, especially the early movers. I think they have great engineers, they have very smart people thinking about it, but they probably missed it, and we were able to catch it. And I think people should focus a lot on building like really cool scheduling pages. They get your most qualified audience, and you just cannot afford to have a bland page sort of, which doesn't give you that opportunity to sell yourself.
Uh, Prince, you was shots over the dome right there. He was like just flexing on other companies, you know, essentially saying, y'all missed this boat, and now we've taken over. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Brother, I appreciate you, man. Let's stay in touch. I will obviously continue to utilize and maybe change my theme this weekend because you told me I can do some things. I applaud you. I applaud your success. Applaud your team. And I just know it's going to continue to grow and evolve. I will talk to you soon, man. Thank you for this time. Thank you for this conversation.
Thank you, James. Thanks so much.
All right, brother. Y'all be good now.